From there, we came back to Navrongo to connect to Bolgatanga. And in Bolgatanga, the municipal of the Upper East region, our point of call was the
Welcome to Visit Bolga. Today we have one of the tourism personalities in the northern Ghana, and we want to interact with him because he's doing an expedition across northern Ghana, and we want to know more about what he's embarking on. So, what's your name?
Actually, my name is Ayamgaba Fatau.
Okay.
I am a tourism writer, a photojournalist, a travel writer, and an environmentalist.
Okay. So, you are doing an expedition. Can you tell us more about what you are embarking on?
Yes, I've dubbed my expedition photography tour. Actually, it's a photography tour, but not just to photograph any place, anything I see. It's basically for tourist attraction. I am embarking on this particular tour or trip because I want to be part of the narrative changes. We need to write our own stories. We have a lot of tourist attractions in the northern part of the country, but it looks as if it is not well promoted, it is not well marketed. So in our little ways, we need to sell out the tourist attractions. We need to sell our area. We need to sell our country to the rest of the world. That is the reason for which I am embarking on this tour or trip.
Okay, so can you tell us from your beginning to where you want to end at?
Yes, actually, in looking at my itinerary for this particular expedition or tour, I started from Tumu, the municipal capital of the Sisala East Municipal of the Upper West region, where I am mostly based. I started my journey from that place. My first point of call was the Sicily River. This is one of the major rivers we have in the northern part of the country, along with the main White Volta, the Black Volta, the Kolpon River. These are the major rivers we have in the northern part of the country. So that was my first point of call. I had to take some pictures. I had to fly the drone over the river to see the both extensions of the river. This river particularly originates from the Burkina Faso into Ghana. And this river also serves as the boundary between Upper West and Upper East region, the two upper regions actually. And not only that, this river is very important according to history. It is also part of the slave trail. When I say slave trail, it means it used to serve as a route for slave raiders. The most popular slave raiders that actually invaded the area are the Babatu and the Gazari. These two are the most popular two slave raiders in that area. So the river even used to serve as a trail or route for which they transport slaves from the two major markets, slave markets. That is the Kasana slave market and the Pikoro slave market. Pikoro slave market is in the Kasana Nankana West district of Upper East region, and Kasana slave market is in the Sisala East municipal of the Upper West region. So this river serves as a trail or route for which they transport slaves to the major or the largest slave market in the whole of Ghana, which was Salaga slave market. So they used to transport these slaves along the Sicily River, connecting all the way to Salaga in the Savannah region in the northern part of the country. So basically, these were the important elements I wanted to showcase to the rest of the world. It's very unfortunate that when tourists come and they visit Cape Coast, Jamestown, and the rest of the exit points, they are not being told where the actual slavery activities originated from. Those places are exit points. Those places are just like transit points. But the origin of the slave activities is in the northern part of the country. And these are the two biggest slave markets I've mentioned. Apart from that, we have the Gulu Slave Defense Wall, which is another popular tourist attraction in the country, because that was the only innovative way that the indigenes or locals were able to devise a mechanisms to fight away the slave raiders. But the narrative is being written in a different form over there. We are trying our little way to change the narrative. And that is basically my reason for going through this tour or trip. So from there, I moved to Paga. No, before Paga, I also dropped at the Tano Irrigation Dam. It is one of the largest man-made irrigation dam we have in the country, specifically irrigation dam. Unfortunately, there are a lot of issues bedeviling the operation of the dam scheme. So I stopped over briefly, had interaction with the rice farmers, had some pictures, visited even their office, visited the dam itself. Then from there, I moved to Paga, Crocodile Pond, had my interactions with them, had my pictures, moved to the border post at Paga. Then from there, we came back to Navrongo to connect to Bolgatanga. And in Bolgatanga, the municipal of the Upper East region, our point of call was the Rock Gardens. This is a fantastic investor who's an indigene of the Upper East region. He has invested a whole lot of money into tourism, and we need to help this man to promote the industry. We need to help him to promote so that it can encourage other investors from our own area and even investors outside our area and even internationally. So I dropped there, had my pictures, interactions, went through that place. We shared ideas as to how we can promote the place and even other tourist attractions. So today, we started with the museum, the Ghana Museum Authority or Board in Upper East region. We visited there. Very fantastic. Unlike the other regions, to be frank, Upper East is doing marvelously well. Their museum is marvelous. It's a place to visit. Fortunately, we met a man and his son who came there to visit. Our interaction with the son gave me a very fantastic feedback, and I'm very impressed. It is actually a place I'm calling on all visitors or tourists to visit. The museum has a lot of beautiful, inspiring, educative, and entertaining gallery you can see in their museum. Then we went to the craft village. Upper East is known for craft, especially when it comes to basketry, when it comes to pottery, art. We went to the craft village. We saw their displays, their wares. We interacted with them. We left there. We had to take some drone footage, few drone footages in the Bolgatanga town. Then we proceeded to, here we are at Tengzu, another historical town or tourist attraction that is not being marketed to the outside world. In fact, we have to be able to sell all this to our visitors. As you can bear witness to, we have people who have visited and they've been taken to the shrine. They are patronizing the place. But many people are not aware of this place. Even people around are not aware of Tengzu. When you come to Tengzu, you see beautiful rock formations, wonderful rock formations. All those who are interested in rock formations, Tengzu is the best place to visit in the whole of Ghana, even the whole of West Africa. Beautiful rock formations, you can't take away from that. It is situated on the rock top. You can see the rest of the region from Tengzu community because you are on the rock top. It's even more than a telephone max height. Almost two of our telephony max height. So it's a beautiful place, a sight to behold. In fact, I'm very impressed and I feel relieved for being in my home region and for promoting and marketing tourist attractions in my own backyard. I've been doing it extensively in the Upper West region. But here I come. I'm back home. I want the world to see home. I want the world to see home through my lens, through my pictures, through my narrative, through my stories, through my writing skills. Here I am. I'm impressed with my visit. So from here, I'm continuing my journey right to Gambaga, where we have the witches camp. we have the Gambaga escarpment, we have the Kulungungu, where the first president who took us to independence, Kwame Nkrumah, was nearly assassinated via bomb. He escaped bomb. In Kulungungu, we have the Gambaga escarpment, beautiful, which is camp. We need to visit there. That will be my next point. From there, I will have to move to Tamale, Botanga, Eco Village, wonderful. Ibrahim Mahama's Red Clay Museum, wonderful. A huge investment. That is a sight to behold. From there, I will continue to Bupe, where I will be visiting the 9th market in Bupe, where we still have barter system. The barter system is, I come with beans, I want your millet, we exchange. Instead of me coming with money, fiscal cash, we just exchange the goods, which is simple. And that was what our predecessors used to do. Our olden days, grandfathers, great ancestors, when they were living, they used to market in the barter system. It's still happening in Bupe market. I will be there, God willing. I will proceed to Moli, our beloved Moli National Park, Laribanga Ancient Mosque, the Mystic Stone, and then I'll continue to Upper West, where I will be going to Jirapa, Dubai, probably the Wa Chief Palace, Nakore Mosque, and the Woolen Stone, we call it the Mushroom Rock in Babel. Then I'll continue my journey back to my base in Tumu. So this actually is my itinerary, and God willing, I'll be going through this. Actually, it's unfortunate I have to self-fund this, though few friends, few followers have promised to support me with fuel. You can see I'm moving with a car. If you don't have your personal means, you wouldn't be able to cover these distances within the short period that I want to. So in fact, I'm craving or asking for support. We need to help. We need to support investors so that their investment wouldn't go in vain. We need to open up the tourist attractions so that our people will know the importance of the tourist attractions, and they will keep the places neat. They will help to sustain the places for the unborn generation to come. These places are not meant for us. They are even meant for the unborn generations. So we need to sustain these places. And it is through this tourism promotion, marketing, and the records we are keeping. Tomorrow, whatever information I've been throwing out to the world, today, if I pass away, people will still come and use those things. Already, people are using my information for their academic works. People are using my information to promote tourism in Ghana and even West Africa beyond. Somebody has asked for my information in US. He or she is writing a book on slavery in Ghana. So the information will be there. When I'm long gone, even my children will be long gone. But if my children tomorrow see records that it came from my source, they will be proud of their father. Basically, that is my motivation.
That is your motivation. Okay, so what do you see about the future of tourism in northern Ghana, where less attention has been given to?
I am very hopeful. I see the future bright, though it will not be an easy journey for us. It's very unfortunate that our political leaders are not interested. They seem not to be interested. They have little to none contribution when it comes to development of tourism. The unfortunate aspect of it, almost every year, government goes to solicit for funds from international or multilateral organizations, and a huge chunk of those funds are usually meant for tourism promotion. But unfortunately, it ends up in different places that you and I cannot even tell. We are only hoping that a government will come and the focus will be on tourism. You can see other African nations, their gross domestic product basically is coming, chunk of it is coming from tourism. Countries like Kenya, countries like Namibia, Botswana, Rwanda, they are doing marvelously and they are raking a lot of revenue from tourism. Unfortunately, in Ghana, it's like monies meant for tourism promotion or investment are being diverted, and there is no punitive measures to people who are found culpable. But I see the future that a day will come, a president will take over, a government will take over and will have interest in tourism investment. And that day, we shall rise and we shall see the fruit of whatever investment we are putting into tourism. I'm very hopeful that one day the narrative will change, the story will change. Fortunately, when it comes to the peaceful and tranquility nature of Africa, we stand tall because our country is peaceful. Though we are even close to a country that is suffering from terrorism, but we have still not even had any issue with regards to that. We still remain peaceful. Our democratic dispensation makes us stand tall. Our atmosphere, very peaceful. So, in fact, it is a place tourists would like to visit. So I see the future being bright, but it will not be an easy journey, as I'm saying. We need to push. We need to tell our own story. We need to tell our own story. Nobody will tell our story. That is what I have to say to other youths. Let's sell out the places. Use our Facebook pages, our TikTok pages, our blogs to sell our tourist attractions. Let us not use it for other ill happenings that rather gives negative news or information about our area to the rest of the world. That is my piece of advice to our colleagues out there.
So, according to Ghana Tourism in 2023, none of the northern sector tourism sites were able to make the top 10 most visited tourist attractions. What's your opinion on that? What do you think how the tourist operators in the northern sector are doing that they were not able to make into the top 10?
I expected a different person to rather even make this statement, and even on that, we needed to have forced Ghana Tourism Authority to respond to such statement. Why we have not been able to make up to the top 10 tourist attractions in their country. Even with Moli, which is the largest national park we have, we also equally have the Gwele Resource Reserve in Sisala East and Sisala West, which is another very big reserve we have within the north, the 5 northern regions. Unfortunately, Ghana Tourism Board has done little to none when it comes to investment or promotion of tourism in the 5 northern regions. You go to a region and even Ghana Tourism Authority office or officers, right from the regional head to all the officers, they cannot even mention 3 tourist attractions in the region that they operate or their jurisdiction. Is it not unfortunate? They complain that they are not being funded. Their interest is like they are deviating from their core mandate. Rather, when you look at or when you observe the activities of Ghana Tourism Authority, their focus is on hotels, guest houses, where they make revenue. That is where their focus is. Their focus is not on the tourist side. Even though those places, when well developed, they are still to make revenue out of the places. But they don't want to invest. They only want to reap where they've not invested. So they are deviating from their core mandate. Unfortunately, no government system is auditing them or putting them to book for them to focus on their core mandate, which has to do with tourism. Though the hospitality industry is part of it, they are willing to travel kilometers to go and inspect a restaurant, a guest house, a hotel, but they are not willing to go and see a tourist attraction and be able to assess whether it is feasible for tourists to visit and even to capture them as part of their records. They have no records in their offices of tourist attractions within their own jurisdiction. So it's very unfortunate that they are part of our challenges. Ghana Tourism Authority is part of our challenge. And even the discrimination when it comes to disbursement of funds to their own offices is another big challenge we can talk about. They invest in the southern part of Ghana more than they do in the northern part of Ghana. So how do you expect us to grow when you contribute little to our development and contribute hugely to another place and you are expecting us to be at par? It is impossible to be at par. So I'm not surprised, I'm not disappointed, but disappointed rather in their modus operandi.
Okay, so we wish you well on your journey. We hope you come up with an inspiring and motivation to attract investors, visitors to the northern parts of Ghana. Thank you for joining us on Visit Bolga.
I look forward to seeing my expedition or tour bringing a positive change to all those places I'm currently visiting. Thank you very much for hosting me here. God richly bless you.